Have you ever wondered whose voice it is that speaks in your head? And who is it that listens to this voice? What if the voice you hear isn't truly yours? What if it's not your companion, but a shadow, whispering not your truths, but its own illusions? Imagine for a moment this endless inner monologue, commenting on your every step, weighing every decision, replaying the past, or painting pictures of the future. Could it be something other than a habit you've mistaken for yourself? Let's dive deeper. Have you ever felt that life is slipping past you, like a stream running through your fingers, while your thoughts linger on what was or dream of what might be? That voice in your head tells you who you are, what you should do, who you should become. It argues with you, justifies, and judges. But here's a reality that few grasp. You are not that voice. You are the one who hears it, the observer, the witness, dwelling in the silence beyond all words and thoughts. And yet, how many of us live as though trapped, following our thoughts like a wanderer lost in a dense fog? We believe that this endless stream of reflections and doubts is our reality. We accept it as a given, allowing it to control our emotions, our feelings, our very essence. We've forgotten how to see the clear sky beyond the clouds. But what if I told you that this fog is nothing but an illusion? That you can see the world as it truly is by freeing yourself from the mind's captivity? The truth is both simple and profound. Understanding it can change everything. Your mind craves control. It thrives by keeping you in constant motion, thinking, planning, worrying, regretting. Its goal is to distract you from what truly matters, the present moment, the only moment that truly exists. But here's the paradox. While your mind keeps you busy, real life goes unnoticed. Moments of beauty, silence, and joy vanish unexperienced. This is why I invite you on this journey. The awareness that true freedom is possible begins with a simple realization. Silence is not emptiness. It is the space where your true self resides. It is the part of you untouched by doubt, fear, or pain. It has always been there, patiently waiting for you to turn toward it. This silence is your inner peace, impervious to any storm the external world might bring. Freeing yourself from intrusive thoughts, uncontrolled emotions, and the illusion of control is not as difficult as it seems. Together, we'll embark on a journey to quiet the noise and uncover the depth within you that has been waiting for your attention. You'll learn to observe your thoughts without becoming their prisoner, gaining clarity and calm you may never have imagined. But be prepared. This journey will ask for your attention and courage. It will reveal a depth you may not have known existed. And if, for just a moment, you let go of all that occupies your mind, if you take a deep breath and simply be here, you'll see it. The door to true freedom has always been open. Your only task is to step through. Now, let's explore the true nature of thought and uncover the path to clarity and peace. Close your eyes and feel yourself alone with the silence where thoughts are born. In this silence, as the outside world dissolves, you begin to hear a voice that has always been with you. Sometimes it soothes, other times it disturbs. It comments on events, reproaches you for mistakes, whispers fears, and narrates your life. This inner companion feels inseparable from you. But who is it? What is this voice in your head that never quiets, even when you seek peace? The inner voice is neither your enemy nor your friend. It's simply a natural function of your mind, like an echo responding to your experiences, but it isn't you. It exists to speak, yet it does not define who you are. This voice constantly talks, sometimes whispering, sometimes shouting, creating the illusion that it is you. But if you pause and observe, you'll realize that the voice in your head is not your true self. In this simple recognition lies the beginning of inner calm and tranquility. This habit of inner dialogue is an inheritance from our past, a tool that once helped us survive, analyze, and plan. It was designed to warn of dangers, solve problems, and anticipate the future. But this mechanism, so vital for survival, has become a trap for the modern mind. When thoughts overflow uncontrollably, they create chaos and anxiety, like a river bursting its banks and flooding everything around it. Instead of aiding us, they seize our attention and pull us away from the present moment, the silence where true life unfolds. Imagine sitting in a theater, immersed in a magnificent play. Each scene captivates you, stirs your emotions, and draws you into its magic. But then, someone next to you starts commenting on everything aloud, explaining the plot, analyzing the actors, critiquing the director. This commentator ruins the experience, pulling you out of the moment and stealing your joy. Your thoughts are like this commentator, incapable of being silent. But what if you could simply observe the play of life without letting your thoughts interfere? What if you could experience this moment in all its fullness, free from unnecessary words and explanations? Try it now. Close your eyes and listen to your thoughts. What are they saying? What are they whispering? What are they seeking? Don't try to stop them or argue with them. Just watch. Let them flow like a river, without your interference. Notice this. There's a space between you and your thoughts. You are not the stream of words. You are the one observing it. This simple act of observation is the key to freedom. Inner dialogue is nothing more than a habit, a pattern deeply rooted in our consciousness. It's like a song stuck in your head or lines of a poem replaying over and over. But once you realize that these thoughts are nothing more than automatic processes, you gain freedom. Your true essence is not in your thoughts, but in the awareness that observes them, an infinite universe watching the stars. Thoughts come and go like stars that flare and fade in the boundless sky. They may shine brightly or barely glimmer, but they never alter the nature of the universe that holds them. Similarly, you are not your thoughts. You are the vast space of awareness in which every thought arises and fades away. Trying to stop the flow of thoughts is futile. Instead, learn to view it with love and detachment. When you stop identifying with your thoughts, they lose their power over you. Like an actor leaving the stage, the inner voice quiets when it no longer receives applause. You're no longer a participant in the drama, but a spectator enjoying the performance. This isn't a retreat from life. It's the embrace of its fullness. In the shift from participant to observer, a profound peace arises, a peace that cannot be disturbed. Life doesn't demand perfection or struggle from you. It simply is, like the sky, which remains itself, whether it's clear or covered with clouds. When you realize you are the observer, not the author of every thought, clarity emerges. This clarity is the foundation of inner peace, independent of external circumstances. In this state, you find freedom, not because you've silenced the inner dialogue, but because you've stopped being its prisoner. Understanding that the inner voice is merely a tool, something you can use, but that doesn't have to control you. will bring greater clarity and serenity into your life. Let's delve deeper and examine what happens when we begin applying this awareness to the emotions often sparked by our inner voice. How can we learn to free ourselves from their weight and truly let them go? We're all familiar with the feeling of emotional heaviness, as if we're carrying an invisible burden crafted by our internal dialogues and memories of the past. These emotions, like scars, stay with us, entwined with the voice of the mind that sometimes amplifies the pain instead of healing it. We ask ourselves, why is it so hard to release these feelings? What keeps us trapped in suffering, unable to let go of the pain? The emotions we carry are like living energy, meant to move, flow, and transform. But when we resist, suppress, or try to avoid them, they stagnate, solidifying into heavy stones lying deep within our consciousness and bodies. This energy longs for space and freedom, like a river seeking its way to the ocean. Yet when we cling to the past, trying to hold on or change what has already happened, emotions get stuck. This resistance makes us prisoners of our own pain. Think of the ocean. Its waves rise, crest, crash against the shore, and disappear. Emotions are the same. They come and go. Their nature is temporary. But we often forget this, turning them into something permanent, like a storm that never passes. Liberation begins with the simple act of observation. When anger, sadness, or fear fill your inner space, try not to identify with the emotion. Don't try to suppress it, nor blame yourself for its presence. Instead, imagine observing the emotion from a distance, as you would watch clouds drifting across the sky, sometimes obscuring the sun. When we stop being participants, battling our emotions, and instead become witnesses to them, everything changes. Observation opens the door to understanding that emotions do not define us. They are simply visitors in our inner space. They come to be seen, felt, and then to leave you. Acceptance becomes a powerful tool. Instead of resisting, we allow ourselves to feel and experience the emotion without judgment or attachment. Acceptance is an art that requires subtlety and patience. It's not weakness, as it may seem at first, but the greatest form of freedom. To release emotional burdens, you must allow yourself to fully feel the emotion without suppressing or judging it. Let's try a small practice right now. Think of a situation from your past or a thought about the future that stirs uncomfortable emotions. Notice how these feelings manifest in your body. Is there tension somewhere? Where exactly do you feel it? Gently direct your attention to that spot, without trying to avoid or suppress the sensation. Simply acknowledge it and let it be. Now, while holding your attention on this sensation, turn to your breath. With each inhale, imagine a bright golden light flowing into that space, bringing love, acceptance, and healing. With each exhale, visualize the tension, pain, or heaviness leaving your body, replaced by peace and stillness. Take several slow, mindful breaths like this, and notice how the tension gradually softens and dissolves. Then say quietly to yourself, I see you, I thank you, I release you. This simple, yet powerful practice brings you closer to harmony with yourself. We often don't realize how tightly we cling to the past. Events that ended long ago continue to live in our minds, like echoes repeating endlessly, turning fleeting experiences into lifelong burdens. But what if the truth is this? It's not the event itself that causes pain. It's our inability to let it go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or invalidating what happened. It means freeing yourself from its control. It's choosing to no longer let the past define your present. There's a simple way to recognize your emotions without letting them consume you. Try naming them. This is anger. This is sadness. This is fear. These words create distance, allowing you to see the emotion as something separate from yourself. It's like stepping back to view the entire picture. In this small act lies great power. You're no longer lost in the emotion. You see it for what it truly is, a temporary state that will pass. Life isn't about avoiding pain or suppressing it. It's about diving deeply, allowing yourself to feel, experience, and then release. When you stop fearing your emotions, you begin to see them as they truly are, a natural part of the human experience. By allowing yourself to move through them without resistance, you open the door to transformation. Pain ceases to be the enemy and becomes the teacher, guiding you toward inner healing. Emotional release is a process that requires patience and mindfulness. But with every step, you move closer to inner peace and harmony. Accept your feelings, observe them, let them flow through you, and release them with love. In this truth lies freedom, the freedom to live fully in the present, unburdened by the past, and to embrace the joy and serenity of life. Now that you've felt the relief of letting go of emotional burdens, let's explore another source of inner tension, the illusion of control. Let's reflect on how acceptance can become a source of inner peace and freedom. How many times have you felt life slipping through your fingers? No matter how hard we try to hold on, to control every moment, every step, there's always something that escapes, like sand slipping through our hands on the shore. This sense of inevitability often fills us with anxiety, driving us to seek greater predictability, clarity, and safety, a reassurance that the future will unfold exactly as we envision. Yet there's a paradox in this pursuit. The harder we try to control life, the more tense and vulnerable we become. Can we truly say we control anything at all? Think of those days you meticulously planned, only to have unexpected events disrupt your intentions. Or the relationships you tried to manage so carefully, hoping to avoid conflict, yet still encountered misunderstandings and pain. Life, like a restless ocean, always exceeds our plans and operates by its own laws, beyond the reach of our reasoning. This constant quest for control exhausts us. We expend our energy trying to confine reality within the bounds of our expectations. But reality, like water, defies our grip. The tighter we squeeze, the faster it slips away, leaving us drained and disheartened. This tension is the root of fatigue, inner conflict, and emotional exhaustion. We resist the flow of life instead of allowing it to guide us. It's like trying to reverse the course of a river, an impossible and exhausting endeavor. And yet, there is another way, the way of acceptance. Acceptance isn't surrender or weakness. It's an act of profound inner strength. It's the recognition that our control is limited, that we can act but cannot always predict or alter the outcome. Imagine a ship's captain trusting the sea, not trying to tame the waves, but learning to navigate their rhythm, knowing the currents will carry him where he needs to go. Try this now. Close your eyes and imagine standing on the bank of a wide river. The water flows smoothly, unceasingly, carrying away everything that no longer serves you. Picture your thoughts and emotions tied to control, your fears and anxieties rising to the surface. Now take a step forward into the river. Feel its current gently washing away everything you've been holding on to for too long, releasing the weight that has kept you from letting life lead you. With each exhale, allow the river to carry this burden away, leaving behind a sense of lightness and freedom. Silently say to yourself, I let go. I trust life and its wisdom. Feel the spaciousness and calm arise within you as tension dissolves, making room for new energy. This practice isn't about giving up on action. It's about tuning into life's flow, allowing it to guide you where you're meant to be. It doesn't mean passivity. It means wisdom. You do what you can, but you let life unfold on its own terms. When we release the need to control, we discover an extraordinary freedom. The freedom to act without fearing the outcome. The freedom to accept life as it is without forcing it to fit our desires. In every action lies our strength, but the results belong to life itself. It's like the work of a gardener who tends to a plant, watering and protecting it, yet understands that growth and blooming happen in their own time, beyond his control. Life is like a river, flowing softly to its own rhythm. We can let it carry us, feeling its strength and harmony instead of struggling against its current. When we trust this flow, it opens new horizons, guiding us to places we never imagined. This isn't about abandoning responsibility. It's about wisdom, learning to discern what we can influence and what we must simply let go. When anxiety or unease arises over things beyond your control, ask yourself a simple yet profound question. Can I control this? This question, like a quiet lighthouse amidst the waves of doubt, helps restore balance and acceptance of life's natural order. Life is inherently unpredictable, and that's its beauty. It invites us not to fight its flow, but to trust it and move in harmony with its rhythm. Letting go of control doesn't mean losing yourself. On the contrary, it frees you from the chains you've placed on your heart and mind. It allows you to truly live, feeling light and unburdened. This isn't defeat. It's a path to inner peace. And when you stop resisting life, it unveils new horizons you couldn't have dreamed of. Allow yourself to flow with this current and see where it leads you. Freed from the need to control everything, let us create space for freedom and openness, where your heart can rediscover a source of energy and inspiration. A life filled with freedom and inner peace, like a clear sky after a long rain, is an ideal we all aspire to. We long for the ease of being, a serenity unbound by fears and worries. Yet, in our pursuit of safety, we often build invisible walls around ourselves. These walls feel like protection, shielding us from pain and disappointment. But in truth, they separate us from the world, from others, and even from ourselves. Trapped within these self-imposed boundaries, we miss the infinite richness of life waiting to unfold before us. The fears we try to escape become chains that hold us in place. These unseen barriers create a false sense of calm, but rob us of something far more essential: authentic feelings and the ability to experience joy. Like a thick veil of doubt and worry blocking the sun's brilliance, they obscure the beauty of connection and spontaneity. Beyond these walls lies life's true wealth, the profound bond with its unpredictable flow. In avoiding pain, we often forfeit the taste of its opposite, true happiness, which can only be felt with an open heart. We forget that light and shadow are inseparable, and only by embracing our vulnerability can we uncover the strength to transform our inner world. To be open to the world is to allow yourself to be vulnerable. This does not mean eliminating all challenges or erasing fear. It means meeting life's difficulties with grace, not withdrawing from them, but moving through them with an open heart. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is a profound and authentic strength. It enables us to forge genuine connections, to experience joy without fear of its passing. Just as a flower opens its petals to the sun, so can we open ourselves to life, welcoming both its warmth and its storms. The heart, the remarkable center of our inner universe, holds the key to our liberation. By working with its energy, we can rediscover the love, warmth, and acceptance that are inherently within us. Imagine your heart as a source of light, gently glowing at the center of your chest. Take a deep breath, and with every exhale, feel this light spreading throughout your body, expanding beyond it, illuminating everything around you. Let this sense of comfort and warmth fill you entirely. Like a spring breeze melting away the last traces of winter's chill. When we are deeply connected with ourselves, we begin to notice the power of the present moment. We often look back at events that seem to have left marks on our soul or try to peer ahead, anticipating a future that does not yet exist. In doing so, we lose touch with what is happening right now. The present moment is where the past and future converge. It is where true reality resides. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes and feel your breath flowing gently within you. Let each inhale remind you that you are alive, and each exhale help you release what no longer serves you. Openness extends beyond ourselves into our relationships with others. Honesty, sincerity, and the courage to be authentic allow us to form meaningful connections. This takes bravery, for being honest means revealing our vulnerability and removing the masks we often hide behind. Try sharing your thoughts and feelings without fear of misunderstanding. Notice how this creates space for deep closeness, how your words become a bridge connecting you to another person. Saying yes to life is a choice that requires courage. We often delay this moment, waiting for ideal conditions, the absence of all fear or doubt. But the truth is, the perfect moment is now. Life unfolds before us every instant, offering countless opportunities. Take the first step, even if it feels uncertain. Allow yourself to act, to try, to make mistakes, and to learn. It is in this process that you shape your life, inspired by your inner light. Openness is a daily choice. It is ongoing work on yourself, your heart, and your relationship with the world. With each moment you choose to open up, you draw closer to a deep harmony with yourself and life. Vulnerability ceases to be a shadow and becomes a source of light. You learn to accept, to feel, to be genuine, and to stay connected with the world. In this openness, in this movement toward life, you find your true self, alive, authentic, and endlessly free. What does freedom mean to you? Is it the feeling of lightness when all obligations and worries disappear? Or perhaps it's the sense that nothing and no one limits your choices? We often think of freedom as something external, a world without boundaries, obstacles, or a life fully under our control. But have you noticed that even when these conditions are met, anxiety and dissatisfaction often persist? True freedom isn't something outside of us. It's something that arises from within. Close your eyes and imagine your mind as a radio that never stops playing. It broadcasts news, gossip, predictions, and reflections on the past. These endless waves of noise become so familiar that we start mistaking them for our own voice. But is that really true? The mind is a tool, not a master. It may speak endlessly, but you don't have to listen. Imagine, instead of engaging with every thought, you simply observe them. like leaves floating down a river. They come and go, but they don't define you. Try this right now. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. Emotions, like thoughts, often seem to overpower us. Anger burns like a flame, capable of warming or scorching. Fear rises like a wave, threatening to carry us away. But what if we stopped viewing emotions as enemies? Instead of resisting them, we could learn to accept them. When sadness or fear arises, don't run from it. Take a deep breath and acknowledge its presence, as if saying, "I see you." Then allow this energy to flow through you, like rain nourishing the earth before evaporating. Realize this: emotions come and go, but you remain. In that realization lies freedom. Don't we often try to control everything to feel safe? We believe that with enough effort, we can avoid mistakes, predict every turn, and shield ourselves from the unexpected. But control is an illusion. Life is a river flowing its own way, without asking for permission. The more we struggle against its current, the more exhausted and frustrated we become. Now, imagine simply floating. You're not trying to direct the river. You're trusting its flow. The water carries you, and you understand that every twist and turn is not an obstacle, but part of the journey. Sometimes storms rage in the center of this river. The wind snaps branches, rain lashes your face, and waves rise high around you. But imagine that within the heart of this storm lies a place of complete stillness. At its center is silence, untouched by thunder or wind. That silence exists within you. You can find it any time by pausing and listening to the quiet beneath the noise of thoughts and emotions. True freedom doesn't come from avoiding the storm, but from discovering peace within it. This freedom is available to all of us right now. It doesn't require long journeys, complex techniques, or perfect conditions. It begins with small steps, a daily choice to be present. Listen to your breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your lungs. This breath is your anchor, bringing you back to the moment. Ask yourself, what can I let go of right now? What thought, fear, or expectation no longer serves me? Freedom isn't about adding something new, but about releasing what isn't needed. We often believe we can only open our hearts when we're certain they won't be hurt. But true openness isn't about shielding ourselves from pain. It's about embracing the fullness of life. Say yes to each moment, whether joyful or challenging. Imagine your soul as a window flung open to the wind. The wind may be cold or warm, but it always carries the freshness of new experiences. In that openness, you discover a joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. Every day, every moment is a new opportunity to return to yourself. Pause right now. Feel your inner stillness. Remember that you are not your thoughts, your emotions, or your attempts to control life. You are the space in which all of this unfolds. This space is filled with a peace that no one can take from you. When you connect with this peace, you realize that freedom isn't a destination. It's a state of being. It's not something you have to seek. It's already here, within you. Let these words settle softly in your heart, like a gentle echo. Carry them with you on your journey. With every breath, every glance, every choice, remember this: freedom is already yours. It has always been with you, patiently waiting for you to recognize it.